Welcome to the Bonus's Domain. Today I'm going to be doing a solo movie review, and I'm going to be doing a review over the new Synapse TENEBRAE 4K. I actually got this just recently, just came in the mail. This is limited to 2,000 pieces, is the 3-disc 4K UHD set. Features Unsane, the American cut, features a Blu-ray of TENEBRAE, and then the American and Italian version in 4K of TENEBRAE with a bunch of special features, and I'm going to be getting that in just a second. I did want to mention that originally I got the alternate Italian cover of this 4K. The Italian cover was a Synapse Diabolic DVD exclusive, and I was able to get it over Labor Day weekend for a good price. It was a pre-order, and just up until it was shipping, they notified me that they didn't have any more of the alternate Italian exclusive cover, so I had to settle for the Wes Ben Scoter illustrated cover, which this isn't bad. This looks really good, but it's not exactly what I wanted, so I just thought I'd point that out. I was a little bit disappointed with that. That's kind of my first experience really buying something from Synapse, so not a great first impression, especially after I've heard so many good things about Synapse. Kind of a bummer, but again, this is a good package, so I'm not trying to sour the review by getting off on a bad note with that. So let me go ahead and take a look at all the features that this bad boy carries. First, a description of TENEBRAE for anybody that needs or wants to know. It's got a great cast. Cast features John Saxon, who's in Nightmare on Elm Street, Daria Nicolodi, which obviously if you watch any Dario Argento films you're familiar with. And then it also has Luciano Tovoli, if I'm saying that correctly, who was the lighting guy on Suspiria. And if you watch Suspiria, you know how good the lighting is. So he's in this one too, which is something to look out for. There are a lot of really good whites and reds. The combination of white and red in this movie is prominent, and it looks great. It looks beautiful, especially, during the slaying scenes. So something to keep note of. So you've got stunning new 4K restorations from the original camera negative of all 3 versions of TENEBRAE, which is really, really cool, including the original Italian language version, the English language version, and the US cut that was entitled Unsane. And you've got a bunch of different features here. I actually went through a couple of them. I've got them on screen right now, and you can actually take a look. Pretty awesome. There were a few I didn't watch because some of them are pretty long, but there were a few that I did that were really enjoyable. There's also a lot of archival interviews and stuff, which is really fun to go back and look at. I particularly enjoyed the archival interview with Daria Nicolodi. I thought that was a pretty cool little interview about her role as Anne. And yeah, I just thought I would mention the restoration. I figured I would watch the English version because a lot of the actors do speak in English in this film, so I figured it made the most sense to watch the English version. That's the one I'm also the most used to. Usually I would watch a movie in its original foreign language, but a lot of Italian movies are dubbed over anyway, so you're not even getting the original actors and actresses' voices. And for this movie, a lot of actors like John Saxon and the lead guy, I can't remember his name, they speak in English, so I did watch that version. My thoughts on the 4K itself, the restoration, looks great, looks fantastic. I mean, I really don't have any complaints about it. Again, the whites and the reds look fantastic. The lighting and a lot of the lighter scenes look great. Nothing is too dark. Nothing is too light. Everything looks pretty awesome. I also checked out the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray looks as good as the 4K in my opinion. I know that technically the Blu-ray is 1080p and the 4K is 2160p, but the Blu-ray looked great. It was probably just a little bit grainier than the 4K, but the grain didn't mind me, because there's already a little bit of grain in the 4K restoration. Not a crazy amount. Certain scenes it's more prominent. Certain scenes you can barely tell it's there at all. So that's great. It doesn't look too overly smooth either in the parts where there's no grain, so it's just a great restoration. Looks really, really good. So Synapse really rocked it with this restoration in general, I would say. I actually purposely didn't go through the contents of this set so I could kind of react live to all the contents. I know what's in here, but I haven't actually looked at it in person since I purchased it originally on pre-order, so figured I'd take a look at that with all of you live for this review. So let's go ahead and take a look at everything that comes in the set. So this is the Wes Ben Scoter cover. not bad, looks pretty good for the most part. Got the really cool red shoes illustration, which is really nice. Dario Argento Tenebrae and the yellow lettering, like a true giallo. And then we've got the back here. This is a really awesome shot of a really crazy part of the movie. If you know, you know. And I imagine if you're watching, you do. Hell yeah. So you get the case, obviously, with the contents of the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and the Unsane version, and then the Blu-ray itself. You get a lot of special features on all three of these, which is cool. You get the Blu-ray, the Unsane version. You get this little Synapse Films 2022 product catalog. Got a bunch of different stuff in there. Oh my god. Then you get the 4K, and then you get these cool little cards. Taking a look at these cards. There's this card. That card. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, and these are like recreations of the lobby cards, I think. Very cool. And then on the back they've got the original movie poster, which is pretty cool, like on all these. I have an idea of what I'm going to do with these. I always see people talk about how they don't like these, and I think they don't like them because they don't know what to do with them. I have an idea of what I want to do with these. So, and then of course you can have this cover, or you can have this cover. The original poster, which I think is really cool. And I think that's the cover I'm going to go with for right now. In addition to the recreation lobby cards, we also get this little Tenebrae booklet, which I think is really nice. It feels very sturdy and just feels like a good quality too. And you can kind of go through here and there's all this like little information and whatnot. It's a pretty cool little book. Then we have a fold-out double-sided poster featuring the original Italian cover of the movie and the Japanese cover art, which I think is very cool. I actually already have a poster of the Japanese cover art on my wall, but this is a bigger copy of it, so that is very, very cool. I'd probably say, having seen a couple of the Blu-ray restorations for Tenebrae, that if you have some of those are really good, and then you probably wouldn't need to upgrade. But if you do want a 4K and you're someone like me that doesn't have a cool boutique 4K for Tenebrae or a Blu-ray for Tenebrae, I would say that this is a pretty good way to go as far as restored versions of Tenebrae go. I mean, this has got Unsane in case you want to see a bunch of the gore cut out and just the American cut in general. Basically see how they butchered Tenebrae. Or if you want to see the Italian version, the English version, if you want to see a bunch of special features that have been ported over, and then new special features, including like a Giallo documentary, this is a really good release. This is awesome. I think it was worth the wait, honestly. Probably one of my favorite Argento Giallos, and I mean, he's done a lot of them. He's done a lot of really good ones, from his first, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, you know, all the way to this one and beyond. I think he's got a lot of great Giallos. I mean, he's the Giallo dude, you know? And also one thing to appreciate about Tenebrae, it's funny in a very weird way. It's got a great cast, and it's just fun. It's just a fun movie. Tenebrae, 4K, 3-disc set. Let me know down below what you think of Tenebrae. What do you think of this 4K? If you got it, what do you think of this whole set? Were you able to get it? Were you able to get it on the Labor Day weekend sale like me? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And Devonius, out.